I'm Old Joe, and we're here on Watauga River with this group from Texas.
Wait a minute. He said Old Joe. He's the youngest of the group here, by far.
Yep, I'm 41, and you're...
Don't tell me to lie.
Anyhow, you can tell by now already that we're having a great time. These four men, this is Finus.
I'm fine.
You can introduce yourself.
I'm Finus Collins from San Antonio, Texas.
And Gordon West, San Antonio, Texas.
Lee Ricks from Pleasanton, Texas.
Clay McGoy, San Antonio.
Is that enough?
Did you get you? You got to talk louder.
And they have traveled all the way from Texas, South Texas, to come here this week and be a part of our trade show and to paint each day, and invited me
now,
to...
Wait a minute, it doesn't have that right. We came here to paint with Joe. The trade show was nice, but we came here to paint with Joe.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Today's our second day of painting together, and these fellas have painted together as a group for 45 years, traveling around the world, to exotic places and some not so exotic, I take it, from the stories you tell.
This is the nicest place we've painted.
You might want to say that again.
This is the nicest, it is the greatest. All the barns and everything, it's just fun. And it took me several years to talk them into coming here, but I think they can agree they like it.
Well, I just, they'll think I'm kidding, and I'm not. I've never been any more honored to have anybody here to paint in my whole life than you guys. Well, and after just 2 days, I'm just loved.
Wait a minute, is that true? Wait a minute.
He keeps stealing this thing from me. We're going to have to put him in charge. But you can see the kind of scenery we've picked. The creek here coming down, and ducks and a deer just crossed a minute ago. So we've got incredible scenery to paint, and I just wanted to share with you folks, our customers, what I'm able to do this week with these four wonderful gentlemen.
It's been wonderful, Joe. It's been so great because he can show us where to go real quick. And so we just go there, because most of our trips, a lot of times we spend half the time hunting for something to paint. And in Kansas, we never found it until the last day. So this is a beautiful place.
Well, I'm tickled to death to have you.
And it helps that Joe knows how to paint.
Yeah.
Not like these guys. We're going to show you the paintings at the end of the show, don't worry. Lee?
Oh, I don't have much more to say except I love the climate. It was 101 in Texas when we left.
Oh, wow. Clay?
Just a pleasure to be here, Joe, with all the painting people and learning new ways to paint and stuff like that.
And these guys are good. You know the TV ad for golf? These guys are good with a brush, let me assure you.
No, he can stay right with us. That's for
sure.
Yeah, I think hopefully the show will be a good show. It'll be a great show.
We hope so.
You want to tell them there is a show in San Antonio?
Oh, that's right. At the end of this, these guys will go back and do some more paintings and fix and change and whatever. I'll stay here, do the same thing. And then I'll ship my paintings to San Antonio, where we will have a show late October, early November, and we'll keep it posted so all you folks in Texas and Louisiana and around can come down to the show. And the proceeds, I understand, are going to a very good cause.
Mental health.
Mental health for children. So and so we'll invite all of you to come to our show when we have it, and I'm honored to be a part of this show. I mean that very much. Clay, how did you guys start this organization, or whatever you call it?
It never got started. It just began. Nobody planned it. One gentleman said, why don't we go to the Big Bend Park, National Park in Texas, and paint? And he asked two other of us. I was one of the first ones, and Finus was one of the first ones. So we thought that would be a good idea. Went out for a week and painted in that beautiful desert country, and thought it was worthwhile to do again. So the next year we decided to do so, and through the years we added people, including these gentlemen, one by one. So how many years has it been?
45. This will be a 45th year.
45th year
Together.
that they have painted together and traveled.
The three of us. There was another gentleman that has passed away, Ivan McDougall, with Ivan McDougall, Clay McGoy, and myself. And we met at my school, and I was having a party for them, and they decided to go to Big Bend, and that was the first trip. And we weren't called the Watercolor Gang until about 3 or 4 years later. And actually then Alan Richards was one of our group. He was taking a picture like you are, and he said, you know, you guys look like a gang. And so from that time on, we were called the Watercolor Gang, as like cowboy gang. Not the gang as you think of other gangs.
Right. That's an interesting story. Lee, why don't you tell us some of the more interesting places that you've been on these trips?
Well, I believe my first was Big Bend, which was a repeater for them, and I really enjoyed that. We did one at the coast, Gulf Coast of Texas was nice. Where
Been to
else?
Mexico. You told me about a trip
No,
there.
Venice was great.
The best.
Venice.
Venice was the best.
I bet.
We each had apartments. We stayed for 2 weeks,
Oh my goodness.
learned our way around, got a lot of good paintings.
Wow.
Very
How
enjoyable.
special. And I know some of you, well, you want to say something. I can see
I
it.
wanted to say, I think Clay and I still remember Yelapa as really one of the first trips, and it was probably the most exciting trip because it was one of the first trips, and it was so unusual and so different at that place because it was completely primitive at that time. And we always try to go to a primitive place. We don't try to go into, you know, tourist areas at all. So in Yelapa, they came out with dugout canoes. So it was, you know, really something.
So this is one of the more modern places you've been right here, I guess.
Sort of, but not really.
But not really. And Gordon, I got to get this. I know all of you, each one of you, I understand, have been president of the Texas Watercolor Society at one time or another.
He currently is.
He currently is.
Currently, yes.
Yeah. And some of you are, I know all of you are members of the Texas Watercolor Society. I know Gordon is a AWS member. And anything else I need to know about you?
Well, the three of us here have been Artists of the Year in San Antonio.
Artists of the Year in San Antonio. Wow.
Nice honor.
Right.
So this is just a great group to paint with. I mean, that's really what it's all
You know
about.
what? It's really amazing. I've known these guys for 40 years. I've been with them about 40 years, and we still get along.
Yeah, that is amazing.
That's amazing.
It is. It is.
And it is something too. We don't really see each other a lot during the year, but once a year we see each other for the whole week. And we leave the wives at home. Although this time we brought all the wives with us, so all the wives are here. But and so it's wonderful to have them with us.
Sure, and I think they're having a good time.
They really are.
When we go to Europe and anything important like here, the wives come along.
Well, I don't have to tell you from just watching this that we're having a great time, and this is a great bunch to be with. And again, I thank you for being here and giving me the opportunity to be with you guys.
We thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.